Good morning, students. So today we are starting the next topic, that is regulation of gene expression. So as we know, when these genes gets expressed, they results in the synthesis of a protein or enzyme. But these genes, they do not always present in active form. That means they gets only activated when their product is required, when some enzyme or protein is required in a cell. So usually these genes are present in repressed form. Genes are present in repressed form. Repressed form means they are present in inactive form. And when some protein or some enzyme is required in our body cell, then only the genes gets depressed. They gets depressed. Depressed means they gets activated, and during after the activation they results in the production of a enzyme or a protein. Now this mechanism of repression or depression, it provides a means to control the rate of synthesis of a particular enzyme or protein in a cell, and every cell have a mechanism to control or to regulate the expression of a gene. Through this mechanism or through this regulation, our body cells can inhibit the expression of a particular gene, means they can stop the synthesis of a particular enzyme or protein, or they can stimulate the expression of a particular gene which results in the synthesis of an enzyme or a protein. So this mechanism by which, or the mechanism which stimulates the expression of a particular gene, and at the same time the mechanism which inhibits the expression of other gene, it is known as the regulation of gene expression. So now we'll first study the regulation of gene expression in case of prokaryotes, that is in bacteria. So in case of bacteria, the genes are only expressed when some substrate on which the enzyme produced by these genes have to act is present. That means in bacteria or in case of prokaryotes, the enzymes are only produced when some substrate on which these enzymes have to act is present. And in case of bacteria, the regulation of gene expression, it is carried out with the help of operon hypothesis. Operon hypothesis. And this operon hypothesis, it was given by F. Jacob and J. Monod in 1961, for which they were awarded by the Nobel Prize in 1965. So in case of prokaryotes, the regulation of gene expression is carried out with the help of operon hypothesis, that was given by Jacob and Monod in 1961, and for this they were awarded the Nobel Prize in 1965. Now this operon, it is a segment of DNA. Operon is a segment of DNA which consists of 4 different types of genes. So the 4 different types of genes which are present in operon are structural genes, second the operator genes, the third type of genes present in this operon are promoter genes, and the fourth type of genes which are present in operon are regulatory genes. Regulatory genes. So this operon, it is a segment of DNA which consists of 4 different type of genes: the structural genes, operator genes, promoter genes, and regulatory genes. Now these operon, they are of 2 different types. That is, the first one is inducible operon, and the second is repressible operon. So now we will discuss both these inducible and repressible operon. So this inducible operon is a operon which gets switched on, which gets switched on when a chemical called inducer is present. So inducible operands are those operands which get switched on when a chemical called inducer is present, and these operands in the absence of inducer they get switched off, they get switched off in the absence of inducer. So inducible operon are those operon which get switched on in the presence of a chemical called inducer, and they get switched off in the absence of a chemical called inducer. Now further, the example of this inducible operon is, the example is lactose operon, or even we can say it as lac operon. Lac operon. So now we will discuss this lac operon or lactose operon. So this lactose operon or lac operon, it consists of 4 different type of genes, that is the structural genes, the operator gene, the promoter gene, and the regulatory gene. Now these structural genes, that is the LAC-Z, LAC-Y, and LAC-A, the three, this lactose operon, it consists of 3 structural genes, that is LAC-Z, LAC-Y, and LAC-A, and each of these 3 genes they codes or they transcribes a polycystonic mRNA, a polycystonic mRNA. This mRNA later gets translated into 3 different enzymes which are useful in the digestion or in the metabolism of lactose. So lactose operon consists of 3 structural genes which are present adjacent to each other, and these 3 structural genes they transcribes a polycystonic mRNA. This polycystonic mRNA gets translated into 3 different enzymes. These 3 different enzymes are required for the metabolism of lactose. The second gene, that is operator gene. This operator gene, it is present adjacent to or nearby to structural genes, and this operator gene, it controls the functioning of these structural genes. When this operator gene is present in switch on mode, then the RNA polymerase that bounds to promoter, it moves over operator and results in transcription of these 3 structural genes. So when operator gene is present in switch on mode, the structural gene gets transcribed, and when operator gene is present in switch off mode, then these structural genes do not get transcribed and there will be no enzyme synthesized. Now the third gene is promoter gene. This promoter gene, it is present adjacent to operator gene and it performs 2 main functions. First of all, this promoter, it decides the site where binds the RNA polymerase enzyme. So it marks the site where binds the RNA polymerase enzyme, or it decides the site on which binds the RNA polymerase enzyme. Second, this is the promoter which decides that which DNA have to act as a template DNA. So promoter have 2 functions, that it marks the site for the binding of RNA polymerase enzyme. Second, it is the gene or it is the region which on which or which decides that which strand of DNA have to act as a template DNA. Now the fourth gene is regulatory gene, that is I gene. This regulatory gene, it results in the, or it transcribes a repressor protein. This protein, it gets in the presence of inducer, it cannot bind to the operator. So operator is in switch on mode. So that means this regulatory gene, it is responsible for the transcription of these 3 structural genes in combination with operator. If inducer is present, the 3 genes gets transcribed, and if inducer is absent, the 3 genes will not get transcribed. Now this regulatory gene, it synthesizes a regulatory mRNA or repressor mRNA this repressor mRNA gets translated into a repressor protein, and if inducer is absent, this repressor protein binds to the operator and will not allow RNA polymerase bound on promoter to move over operator and transcribe these genes. Now we will study the two cases of lactose operon, that is switch on mode in the presence of lactose and switch off mode in the absence of lactose or inducer, because in this case the chemical lactose acts as a inducer. So in first case we are studying the switch on mode, that is the lactose is present. So in case of inducible operon, if inducer, that is lactose, is present, then the operon is in switch on mode. Then what happens during switch on mode? See, in the switch on mode or in the presence of lactose, what happens? This regulatory gene, it undergoes transcription. It undergoes transcription. And when it undergoes transcription, it results in the synthesis of a repressor mRNA. So it results in the synthesis of a repressor mRNA. Now this repressor mRNA gets translated, or it undergoes translation, that is, it gets translated, and it results into the synthesis of a repressor protein. So it results in the synthesis of a repressor protein. Now this repressor protein, it is present in active form. It is present in active form, and in active form it can bound to operator. But this repressor, it have a common binding site for both, that is for operator and for lactose. So in this case, because lactose is present, so the lactose gets bind to this repressor protein and results into the synthesis of a repressor inducer complex. Repressor inducer complex. Now this repressor inducer complex, it is inactivated form. It is present in inactive form. So in inactive form, this repressor cannot bound to operator. Now the RNA polymerase that bounds to promoter, it moves over operator because operator is in switch on mode, and it transcribes the three structural genes. So when these three structural genes gets transcribed, they results into the synthesis of a polycistronic mRNA. Here we are calling it as polycistronic mRNA because cistrone is a gene. Cistrone is a gene, and this mRNA, it is synthesized from more than 2 genes. So we are using as a poly term for many genes, and cistrone means a gene. So it is when these three structural genes gets transcribed, they result into the synthesis of a polycistronic mRNA through transcription process. Now when this polycistronic mRNA gets translated, during translation process, it results into the synthesis of 3 different enzymes, that is LAG-Z gene codes for beta galactosidase enzyme. Second, the LAG-Y gene codes for lactose permease enzyme. And the LAG-A gene codes for trans-acetylase enzyme. And all these 3 enzymes performs important functions during metabolism of lactose. So this beta galactosidase enzyme, it is responsible for digestion or metabolism of lactose into glucose and galactose. This lactose permease enzyme, it increases the permeability of a cell for beta galactosidase, and this trans-acetylase enzyme, it transfers acetyl group from acetyl coenzyme A to beta galactosidase. Now we will study the second case of lactose operon, that is switch off mode. So our lac operon gets switched off when lactose or inducer is absent. Now during absence of lactose or inducer, the regulatory gene again gets transcribed. When it undergoes translation, it synthesizes a repressor mRNA, and when repressor mRNA gets translated, it results into the synthesis of a repressor protein. Now this repressor protein, in the absence of lactose, it is present in active form, and because this repressor have a common binding site for both, that is for operator and for the lactose, and in the absence of lactose, it gets bound to the operator. Now the operator gets switched off, and when operator gets switched off, then the RNA polymerase that is bound to promoter region, it will not move over operator, due to which these three structural genes, they will not get transcribed, and when these genes do not get transcribed, then no mRNA or no enzyme will be synthesized. So these are the two cases of lac operon, that is switch on mode and switch off mode. Thank you. Now we are discussing the second type of operon, that is repressible operon. Now this repressible operon, they get switched on in the absence of a chemical, called repressor, and they get switched off in the presence of a chemical called repressor. So they are just opposite to the inducer operon. Repressor operon, they get switched on in the absence of a chemical called repressor, and they get switched off in the presence of a chemical called the repressor. Now this is the example of this repressor operon is tryptophan operon. The example is tryptophan operon. So now we will discuss the tryptophan operon. So this tryptophan operon, it consists of structural genes, it consists of operator genes, it consists of promoter genes, and it consists of regulatory genes, similar to the inducible operon or lac operon. So this tryptophan operon, it consists of 5 different structural genes, that is TERP A, TERP B, TERP C, TERP D, and TERP E. It consists of 1 operator gene, 1 promoter gene, and 1 regulatory gene. Now when this tryptophan operon, it is present in switch on mode. Switch on mode means in the absence of tryptophan. Here the tryptophan is a chemical which acts as a repressor. So when tryptophan is absent, then at that time the tryptophan operon is present in switch on mode. So when it is present in switch on mode, the regulatory genes undergo transcription process. They undergo transcription, and when this I gene or regulatory gene, it gets transcribed, it results into the synthesis of a aporepressor mRNA. This aporepressor mRNA, it is also known as ARP mRNA, that is aporepressor mRNA. So when regulatory genes gets transcribed, it results in the synthesis of a aporepressor mRNA. This aporepressor mRNA, it undergoes translation. And when this mRNA undergoes translation, it results into the synthesis of a aporepressor protein. Aporepressor protein. Now, this aporepressor protein, in the presence of, in the absence of tryptophan, it is present in inactive form. And in inactive form, it cannot bind to the operator genes. And when it cannot bind to operator genes, it means the operator genes are present in switch on mode. So when operator genes are present in switch on mode, the RNA polymerase that bound to promoter, it moves over operator and results in the transcription of these three structural genes. So when operator is in switch on mode, the RNA polymerase bound to promoter moves over operator and transcribes the structural genes. So when these structural genes gets transcribed, it again results into a synthesis of a polycistronic mRNA. It results into the synthesis of a polycistronic mRNA. 5' to 3'. That is the process of transcription. Now, this polycistronic mRNA, it undergoes translation. Or it gets translated, and when it gets translated, it results into the synthesis of 5 different enzymes, that is enzyme E, enzyme D, enzyme C, enzyme B, and enzyme E. So when this polycistronic mRNA it gets transcribed, it results into the synthesis of 5 different enzymes: enzyme A, enzyme B, enzyme C, enzyme D, and enzyme E. And all these 5 different enzymes, they catalyzes 5 different steps in which a precursor molecule is converted into tryptophan. So in the absence of tryptophan, these 5 structural genes gets transcribed. It results into the synthesis of a polycistronic mRNA. This polycistronic mRNA gets translated into 5 different enzymes, and these 5 different enzymes catalyzes 5 different steps in which a precursor molecule is converted into tryptophan. So in the absence of a repressor, the tryptophan gets synthesized. Now we will discuss the second case in which the tryptophan is present. And if tryptophan is present, then our tryptophan operon, it will present in switch off mode. Now in switch off mode, the regulatory gene again undergoes transcription, or it gets transcribed and results into the synthesis of a aporepressor mRNA. This aporepressor mRNA gets translated into an inactive aporepressor protein. But in this case, the tryptophan is present. Here, the tryptophan is present, and here the tryptophan is a co-repressor. This protein is aporepressor, and the tryptophan is acting as a co-repressor. So here we will write as co-repressor. So this aporepressor protein, it have a binding site for co-repressor, due to which it binds at its site, and it results into the synthesis of a aporepressor co-repressor complex. So it is a aporepressor co-repressor complex, and this aporepressor co-repressor complex, it is in active form. So it is in active form, and in active form, this aporepressor co-repressor complex, it gets bound to operator. And now the operator gets switched off. So when operator gets switched off, the RNA polymerase that is bound to promoter region. It cannot move over operator. And when RNA polymerase cannot move over operator, then these 5 structural genes will not get transcribed. So no mRNA will be synthesized. And if no mRNA will be synthesized, then no enzymes will be synthesized. So here, no enzymes.